In the year 2016, India had only 500 government-registered startups. But since then, the number of startups in India have skyrocketed and currently stands at a jaw-dropping 26,500. That's an astonishing annual growth rate of 93%. Such a tremendous development raises multiple questions. How has India managed to achieve such a phenomenal feat? Is there a framework that other developing nations can also adopt from India to grow their startup ecosystems? Let's embark on a journey to answer all these questions, and along with it, also witness the ups and downs that the Indian startup ecosystem had to go through. Our journey takes us back in time to the year 2014. That's when the newly elected Modi government took charge of the country and announced the audacious Make in India initiative. The primary goal of the initiative was to transform India into a global manufacturing hub. The plan, even though, was not focused primarily on startups, but indirectly supported the startup ecosystem by fostering a business-friendly environment. The initiative simplified business processes and reduced bureaucratic hurdles. These reduced regulatory complexities created a favorable environment for startups to establish and operate. The Make in India initiative also focused on developing robust physical infrastructure. This included development of multiple industrial corridors and smart cities. This benefited the startup community by providing them with better access to resources as well as markets. Another important aspect of the initiative was technology adoption. The government launched multiple skill development programs and ran several sectoral promotions for key growth sectors, including information technology, biotechnology, electronics, and defense manufacturing. This focus on innovation and technology, combined with a techno-savvy population, created a suitable environment for startups to establish and flourish. Then came the year 2016. The government launched its flagship, Startup India, Stand Up India program. The program was specifically catered to foster entrepreneurship and create a supportive ecosystem for startups. Startup India offered a range of incentives and benefits, including tax exemptions and a simplified regulatory environment. The initiative also included a fund of funds for startups with a corpus of 10,000 crore rupees. This fund, which is still in continuation today, has been specifically designed to provide financial support to startups through alternative investment funds. The startups could also self-certify compliance with various labor and environmental laws for the first 6 years of their existence. This drastically reduced regulatory hurdles and administrative burdens. The initiative also established incubators and accelerators to provide mentorship, infrastructure, and networking opportunities. In May of 2016, India implemented another important reform that led to a tremendous boost in entrepreneurial morale among Indian founders: the IBC, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. The IBC, as the name suggests, is a comprehensive piece of legislation providing a time-bound process for resolving insolvency issues. But in order to understand the magnitude of benefits that the IBC brought with itself, we need to briefly understand what were the challenges that were plaguing businesses in India before the law came into effect. Prior to IBC, there was no consolidated and comprehensive legal framework that could address insolvency and bankruptcy. Creditors often faced challenges in enforcing their rights and recovering debts. This was discouraging lending and impacted the availability of credit. Minority shareholder interest was often neglected because distressed businesses had limited options for resolution. One of the major reasons why the Indian startup ecosystem was not able to pick up before 2016 was because the entrepreneurs were too scared of going through the process of closing their companies if things didn't work out for them. The IBC removed this hurdle from their way. 2016 also witnessed the launch of the Atal innovation mission, AIM. AIM was launched with the sole purpose of promoting a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship among students and startups in India. Under the AIM, the government set up tinkering labs, which provide students with access to modern tools and equipment, fostering innovation and problem-solving skills from a young age. The incubation centers, established under AIM, also support and nurture early-stage startups. AIM also set up community innovation centers, which further encouraged innovation at the community level. After the launch of AIM came the big daddy of all entrepreneurial reforms. In terms of impact on Indian businesses, there is no other reform that can come even closer to it. Most of you would have already guessed by now that we are talking about UPI, the Unified Payment Interface. For those of you who do not know, think of UPI as a super convenient way for your money to travel from your bank account to your customers or your suppliers instantly just by using your phone. For businesses, UPI is a game changer. Payments that used to take days through traditional methods happen instantly. This means quicker access to funds, improved cash flow, and the ability to meet financial obligations promptly. Customers, on the other hand, love the ease of making payments with UPI. Whether they're buying products, paying for services, or settling bills, the process is quick and simple. On top of all this, the UPI platform fee is almost negligible in comparison to other modes of payment such as credit and debit cards and NEAT and RTGS. The government, in 2017, launched the Goods and Services Tax, GEST. This further reduced the hassle of tax management, especially from a micro, small, and medium enterprise point of view. Then, gradually and iteratively, India kept on building and refining on these initiatives and kept on nurturing its startup ecosystem. Then came the year 2020. India, like the rest of the world, was plagued with COVID, but this did not deter the country from its path. The government launched the much-awaited PLI, Production-Linked Incentive Scheme. PLI is like a special bonus plan offered by the Indian government to businesses, encouraging them to produce more and be globally competitive. The government identified key sectors that were crucial for the country's economic development. These included manufacturing, electronics, pharmaceuticals, and others. For each identified sector, the government announces a PLI scheme. This scheme promises financial incentives to companies operating in these sectors. To qualify for the incentives, businesses have to meet specific production targets. The more they produce, the higher the incentives they can receive. PLI very neatly integrated itself with the already functioning Make in India, Startup India, and AIM programs to create a well-nourished startup ecosystem. There is absolutely no doubt that all these reforms have led to a massive constructive change in how India now thinks of establishing and doing businesses. And as we near the end of our video, it now has become clear to us that the phenomenal rise of startups in India is not mere coincidence, and neither is it a result of one or two schemes launched by the government. In fact, it is actually an after-effect of a well-thought-out strategy, combined with a series of incremental reforms and instilling the ethos of innovation in the DNA of the common man. Thank you for joining us on this eye-opening journey. For more riveting insights on global dynamics, don't miss our other compelling videos. Click the links on your screen and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.